When life begins to crumble, when the job disappears, the diagnosis arrives. The relationship ends, or the world erupts into chaos, the natural responses. Panic, fear, confusion. We lose control. We spiral, everything feels unstable, fragile, uncertain. And yet, in the middle of the wreckage, there are those who remain calm, composed, clear, like an immovable mountain in the middle of a storm. The question is, how? How do you remain calm when everything around you is falling apart? The Stoics had an answer, and it wasn't found in blind optimism or fake positivity. It was found in discipline, in clarity, and in a brutally honest relationship with reality. The Stoic doesn't expect life to be easy. He doesn't demand comfort or certainty. He wakes up each morning prepared to lose anything, his health, his wealth, even his loved ones, because he understands that nothing external is promised. This is not nihilism. This is not apathy. Seneca said, "All that you see will perish. Only your inner world remains." So while others build castles on sand, the Stoic fortifies his soul. He prepares not to avoid disaster, but to survive it. When life collapses, most people ask, "Why is this happening to me?" The Stoic doesn't ask that. He already knows. Life happens. Fortune turns. No one escapes tragedy. Instead, he asks a better question. How will I face this? Because in the moment of pain, what matters is not the reason, but the response. The Stoic understands that chaos is part of existence. That pain is the tax of being alive. And, rather than resist it, deny it, or collapse under it, he accepts it, faces it, and works through it with discipline. Marcus Aurelius lost children, fought endless wars, faced plagues and betrayal, yet remained composed. In his meditations, he reminded himself daily, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do, say, and think." He didn't write this in comfort. He wrote it on the battlefield, in hardship, surrounded by death and uncertainty. But instead of being consumed by fear, he built strength, not on what he couldn't control, but on what he could. This is the Stoic survival mindset. You do not control what happens. You only control how you respond. And when you embrace that, when you stop trying to bend reality to your will and instead bend your will to reality, you become unshakable. When everything around you is burning, the Stoic does not run. He does not scream. He grounds himself. He returns to breath, to thought, to reason. The external world may be chaos, but the internal world remains calm because he has trained it to be. And this training begins long before disaster. It starts in the ordinary. The small moments, the daily discomforts, the cold shower, the skipped meal, the early rising, the honest reflection. These practices are not extreme. They are preparation. So that when true hardship arrives, the Stoic mind is already forged, already hardened, already steady. People confuse peace with passivity. But Stoic calm is not weakness. It is readiness. It is not numbness. It is focus. To remain calm in the storm is to act while others freeze. To think while others panic, to endure when others break. And this isn't natural. It is trained. It is a mindset built on repeated choices, on self-restraint, on practicing adversity before adversity forces itself upon you. Seneca once advised, rehearse your troubles. Live each day as if misfortune could come. When it does, it will not surprise you. This is not pessimism. It's strategic resilience. The Stoic doesn't fear disaster because he has already met it in his mind 1,000 times. He has faced every loss in imagination. He has sat with pain, sat with death, sat with ruin, not to torment himself, but to train himself. So when reality hits, it feels familiar, expected, bearable. Most people wait until crisis to build character. The Stoic builds it before he sharpens his clarity while others seek comfort. He builds habits that do not break under pressure. He practices being still so that when the world shakes, he stands. And yet when the collapse comes, when reality crashes in, he still feels it. Stoicism does not mean suppressing emotion. It means not being consumed by it. You may feel grief, but you are not defined by grief. You may feel fear, but You do not let fear drive. You feel, but you do not fall. And that is the difference between reaction and mastery. To stay calm when life is falling apart, you must ask yourself a few simple but powerful questions. First, is this in my control? If it is not, release it. Mourn it if needed, but do not waste your energy fighting the immovable. Focus instead on your response. Second, what does this demand from me? Strength, patience, acceptance, courage. Act accordingly. Third, what lesson lives in this hardship? Every crisis carries wisdom. The Stoic looks for it even through tears. And then you return to the moment because panic is always rooted in the future. What if this happens? What if I lose everything? What if I never recover? The Stoic brings himself back to now, to this breath, to this step, to this choice. He does not need to solve the whole storm. He only needs to steer his mind through the next wave. And above all, he never abandons virtue even in the darkest moment. The Stoic asks, can I still live with wisdom, justice, courage, and self-control? If the answer is yes, then all is not lost. Because no matter what the world takes from you, it cannot take your ability to choose who you are. So when your life feels like it's falling apart, do not chase the pieces. Do not beg the wind to stop. Go inward. Return to what cannot be shaken. Your mind, your principles, your breath. This is your fortress. This is your fire. Let others collapse into emotion. Let others seek escape. You will remain not because you are superhuman, but because you have chosen mastery over madness, stillness over reaction, focus over fear. And when the world watches you, calm, grounded, clear, they will not understand. Let them wonder. You are not here to be understood. You're here to endure, to lead, to survive. Not with fury, but with silence. Not with force, but with discipline. Because the greatest act of strength is not fighting the storm. It is becoming the eye of